After almost 3 years of full-time RV living, the fall is by far my most favorite time to RV.
It's gorgeous.
But if you're going to RV in the autumn, there's a couple things you should know. So here are our 7 tips to RVing in the fall.
Welcome back to the RV Odd Couple. My name is John.
And I'm Mercedes. And long story short, what did we do again? Oh yeah, we sold most of our possessions in pursuit of freedom, independence, and adventure.
Because life is so short.
It really is short. And it's so short, you should RV in the fall because it's like the best time.
It is. You know, you wake up in the morning, you get that chill that's coming in from the winter, that crispness in the morning. You know, a little bit of pajamas or a nice robe, right? We just absolutely love it.
Let's face it, guys. The summer is way too hot, and the
winter way too cold.
So fall is like the Goldilocks season of camping. Not too hot, not too cold. It's just right.
Just right.
There's less bugs, less crowding. The colors are absolutely beautiful. And most importantly, it's your last chance to get some really good camping in before the winter settles in. But the first thing you should know about fall camping is that this is probably the best time to visit national parks, especially those national parks that are really hard to get into.
Right.
What I love about camping in the fall is that if you are down south, the national parks that are usually like way too hot in the summer, they're starting to get more feasible. On the flip side, parks like Yosemite, Yellowstone that are coveted and really hard to gain access to, now the crowds are a lot less. So this is the best time to go to a national park.
One of the best parts of full-time RVing, guys, is we get so many different experiences to try different things in different places.
At different times.
Yeah, last year we were in Zion.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. This year we're in Alabama. We're here today at Thunder Canyon, but the crispness in the air in the morning, you feel winter coming in, but it's not too cold yet. You start putting on the socks, a little overcoat. Last night we sat around with a bunch of RV Odd Squad members around a fire, just talking and visiting with each other. It's just, I love this time of year.
Which brings about another tip, because let's be honest about RVing, right? The summer is a horrible time to be outside and enjoy a fire. It's normally way too hot. What's great about the fall is this is probably the best time to enjoy a nice campfire outside.
I jumped the gun again, didn't I?
No, I added one. You inspired me to add a bonus tip.
Okay.
With that said, be careful. Do not assume that the fall will automatically have unlimited availability, especially at high traffic RV parks. There's a couple things you need to remember. The first is that the fall is usually hunting season. There are a lot of avid hunters out there that wait until the fall months to go get their hunt on. The other thing you also need to remember is that we have a lot of snowbirds that are pursuing a migratory pattern down south.
And Canada just opened.
Exactly. So don't assume that you don't have to make reservations when you RV. The next really important tip about RVing in the autumnal months. How do you say that? Autumnal?
I do not know.
Autumnal? I don't know. RVing in the fall.
In autumn.
Autumn. In autumn. Say autumn?
Autumn.
Okay, the next tip about RVing in autumn is that you have to prepare for all weather. You need to have your swimsuit and you need to have your parka. You need to dress in layers because maybe in the morning it's 50 degrees, in the midday it's 80, by night it's 40. It could be all over the place. So you do need to be ready to wear clothes for all seasons.
We woke up to a crisp, beautiful morning this morning. It was in the low 50s. Right now it's about 82.
It's hot.
So be ready to peel off layers. As a matter of fact, Mercedes and I both had a jacket on when we started shooting.
Yeah.
And we have to start peeling the layers off because it's a beautiful day in Alabama.
It's getting hot in here. Only my generation will understand what I just said. The next really important tip to RVing in the fall is to be careful of elevation. Here's what I mean. Don't assume that just because you're in a southern state that it's necessarily going to be really warm in the fall. Sometimes you can be in a southern longitude or latitude, but it's really high in elevation, so it's almost as though you're in a northern state. So pay close attention. You can be in Arizona, but if you're up in the mountains in the fall, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, we were in Sedona and we got 2 feet of snow 2 days after we got there.
It's cold.
Yeah, always pay attention to your elevation, how high you are, because it's going to make a big difference as far as the weather goes.
The next tip for RVing in the fall is comfort food, comfort food, comfort food. You're about to hibernate, right? You need to have pounds on you so you can properly hibernate. So you need to do adequate soups and chili and apple pie and pumpkin pie
And donuts,
and s'mores. Like you
coffee,
gotta,
hot cocoa.
yes, you have to. Hot cocoa in the summer is blah, right?
junk.
Nobody wants that. So enjoy the comfort food. Remember, you got till New Year's to like lose those pounds, and just enjoy the comfort food. It really is the cherry on top to a nice fall camping trip.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Looks good.
Right now, we're camping with Mark and Jeannie. Jeannie's Italian, and man, can she cook.
She's feeding us.
Oh, she's feeding us. She made us a slab of lasagna that was huge. And
They're-
we've been eating it for 3 days, but it's so good we're not getting sick of it. She's also baking desserts for us. So it's a great time of year to enjoy comfort food, sit around a fire, get a cup of warm cocoa or hot coffee to keep your hands warm around the fire.
And
tell
barbecuing
you-
outside. This is
Yeah.
a good time to be smoking. By the way, guys, the best barbecue, just so you know, I'm an expert on the subject, is in Alabama. If you're in the area, you got to visit Bama Boys.
Yeah, we went to Bama Boys last night, guys. They have the best ribs you've ever had in your life. And they also have what's called a loaded baked potato. We had no idea what this was, but it's a massive baked potato with all the fixings, and then they put brisket and barbecue sauce melted with drizzle with cheese all around it. Alabama, hands down, we've changed our mind,
Yeah.
is the best barbecue in the country so far.
And if you're looking for more country cooking, you've got to go to Howard's. It is the finest Southern country cooking experience you will find. It is so good. It satisfies your soul.
It does, yeah. We love Howard's. We love the people here in Ider, Alabama, and I'd rather be camping.
I'd rather be camping, that's right, in the fall. The next tip to camping in the fall is that you have to do Halloween in a campground. Have you noticed that Halloween in neighborhoods has just been a steadily declining, sad tradition that's coming to an end?
It's not what it used to be. And if you really want to go back to days of old, guys, it seems like a lot of our traditions are being lost, right? Make sure you're at a campground on Halloween or around Halloween. The campgrounds do it. It's an older generation, so they really do it up for the kids. They
Decorate.
decorate and have special things. They get in costumes. Sage's very first Halloween was a couple years ago in Virginia, and she had an absolute blast. It's a memory we'll never forget.
And people really get excited, and what's nice is that it's super safe. All the kids are there, and what's really cool about camping during Halloween is that a lot of these campgrounds will celebrate it a week or two early. So it's actually cost effective because you get more uses out of the costume than just the 31st.
And some campgrounds actually celebrate it a whole weekend or 2 or 3 days, and they have all these events for the kids.
Exactly.
And the truth is, the RVers are an older generation. They keep that tradition going, right?
They know how to do it.
They know how to do it.
There was nothing more special than watching our daughter enjoy Halloween at a campground.
Yeah, her first real Halloween was at a campground in Virginia, and Sage had a blast.
And she had the cutest costume. The next tip is to take advantage of the off-season pricing. If anything, I would say you should save your vacation for the fall and not the summer, because a lot of times high season in most areas is during the summer months. So you can RV in the fall at a huge discount, and still the weather is nice enough to enjoy the great outdoors.
Yeah, remember, guys, crowds. If you haven't been paying attention this year,
Yeah.
Yellowstone, Yosemite, they're packed to the hill. You can't even get in them. Who wants to wait 4 or 5 hours to get into a park and deal with that traffic and those crowds? Fall is a fantastic time to get to those same places. You have to put up with a little stranger weather, right? But it's worth it, guys. It's absolutely worth it.
Absolutely. If you want more RVing tips, even though we have done a lot of dumb things admittedly on our channel, we've also done some things right. And every time we make a mistake, we share about it so you don't have to make that mistake. So please make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell for notifications so you can catch our next, I don't know if it's a stroke of genius or a stupid thing, but whatever the adventure is, please join us along this adventure. We'll see you in the next video.